All right, and you're here. This isn't your first time here, though.
No, it is not my first time here. I've been here and visited before.
Can you talk about why you came back, especially why now? What is the reason for this place specifically?
Well, for this place specifically, because people need to understand the impact that this government shutdown is having. The impact that the Senate Democrats who have instigated this, Chuck Schumer, Jon Ossoff, and the Senate Democrats, they don't understand the real life implications here. These are people who have been impacted. The children are not learning. The children are not getting 2 meals a day that they normally would get. The parents are having to take time off from work and having to stay with the children or find other ways, and it costs them money when they have to do that. So this is the real life impact. Yeah, getting the troops paid, getting SNAP, getting WIC, all those programs are extremely important, but we got other programs that impacted as well. And if I could, I'd bring all 534 other members of the United States Congress down here and let them see firsthand what's going on here.
Can you talk about that disconnect for a little bit? You mentioned that, you hope that tomorrow's the day, right?
I do.
What do you see that might be different this time around, or what exactly would be, kind of the turning point to make this government reopen?
Well, of course, we got elections tomorrow, so it may be Wednesday before we really see the impact because of the results of the elections. But once those elections are over with, my hope is that some of these members of Congress are going to come to their senses and understand we need to open up the government. All the solutions are simple. The solution is very simple. Just adopt the CR, the continuing resolution that we passed in the House over a month ago. If you do that, then we continue to have the government open. We can negotiate whatever it is you need to negotiate, but more importantly, these people, this program, and all the programs, they won't be impacted.
Do you think passing that resolution is more important than people here having the government open to fund for themselves? How are you weighing your options on whether to push forward with certain things, whether to open the government and take a little step back, take a compromise or something?
Well, every program is important. If it wasn't important, we wouldn't have it in there. And yes, there's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse that we can eliminate, but at the same time, when you're talking about SNAP, when you're talking about WIC, when you're talking about paying our troops, when you're talking about the Head Start program, those are important programs. When you talk about rural health care, they have an impact on people and on people's lives, and that's what sometimes you get in a bubble in Washington, D.C., and they don't understand that. That's why I wanted to come here today to assure these people that I get it. I know what's going on here. That's why I'm donating my salary during this shutdown. I'm not going to take a salary. I'm going to donate it.
And so can you kind of talk about the questions that people brought up here? Was there a specific one or a specific statement or something that really kind of rang true to you, or maybe, changed how you were thinking about all of this?
Well, when you hear about them missing meals, I mean, they get breakfast and lunch here. That really struck me, because now parents are having to go out and provide for that. And let's face it, there's some of them who aren't going to get those meals, and that is troublesome.
And so when you're talking to, you mentioned Democrats in the Representative House, what are you telling them? Are you showing them pictures from stuff like this? Or are you telling them stories? How exactly, because you mentioned, trying to get them to see that
Right.
these are the impacts. How are you doing that exactly?
Yeah, this is the kind of message you want to take back to Washington, D.C. and to your colleagues and say, hey, look, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen the impact that this is having, and it's not good. We need to get the government back open again. Again, Chuck Schumer, Jon Ossoff, and the Senate Democrats need to see this. They are the ones who need to be here. They voted 13 times to keep the government closed. Now look what is happening.
And so how are you planning on moving forward if this doesn't pass in the next couple of days? How are you going to keep trying to push and change? What exactly goes on?
Well, we'll continue to work with leadership in the House, continue to work with the administration to try and find some kind of solution to get the government open again. But I can tell you, until Chuck Schumer, Jon Ossoff, and the Senate Democrats recognize and realize what's going on here, it's not going to happen.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
That's it.
All right, well, I appreciate you.
Okay,
for the
yeah,
time.
thank you.